Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with you for part 12. We just received a written transcript of Curtis Axel's conversation with his assistant. Unfortunately, that's the best we could get. I'm just the messenger, so don't shoot the messenger. So here's the transcript as it says. Thank you all for tuning in to the first ever edition of OWA Friday Night Fights. I've been preparing for my match, but I'm aware of what happened to Randy Orton as well as what happened during Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan's match. Unfortunately, I was unable to speak at this time due to my match, but have ordered my assistant to transcribe our conversation, and we'll address this next week in person. We have brought in additional medical care for Randy Orton, have hired extra security, and have hired local authorities to search the arena for clues to whom this might be. We hold the safety of our fans and wrestlers in the highest regard, and all should be at ease as this will not happen again. We wish Orton a speedy recovery, and we will look to finish our first show. Thank you for your support. And I don't know if that's good enough for me, but that's what we're going to have to deal with right now. Next up comes our main event as our commissioner, Curtis Axel, goes one-on-one with multiple league veteran Vader right after our commercial break here on Friday Night Fights.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do woodchucks chuck wood?
Hey, you dang woodchucks! Quit chucking my wood!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
And here we go, like I was saying before the commercial break. I'm not sure if that's enough, a written dialogue, but nonetheless, I guess he really felt that he wanted the main event to deliver here tonight, and Curtis Axel making his way to the ring. Now, Curtis Axel, he's not the owner, I'm the owner, but he is the commissioner of OWA. He has much experience over multiple leagues, and I felt he was right for the job. And I mean, he did hold security. I haven't seen any fans get hurt, so maybe it was, but we concluded our first round tournament matches. This is not a tournament match. This is our main event. After this match, on the final part, we have one more part, and then we will conclude our first show. Thank you again for staying tuned. We'll update the bracket, and we'll finish everything up. But Curtis Axel looking to take on Vader. Now, him and Vader go way back. They fought in almost every league you could imagine. They're both friends, both former tag team partners, former tag team champions in other leagues, and they're looking to give us a great main event here tonight. Vader has not wrestled a match in league competition for 6 years, so he might be rusty, but he's going to give it a go. We got him on a fight-to-fight basis contract, so we don't know if we have him long-term, so we'll enjoy it while we can. And here he comes. Here's Vader. It's Vader time! As Vader is set to take on Curtis Axel, making his way to the ring. Vader, this man is respected, former WBA world champion, won multiple titles in IXW, a league that we haven't mentioned yet, but was highly respected in 2010 to 2014. He has played online gaming for years. This man, he is the definition of the word veteran, and we're just honored and we respect here having Payne here. That's who's using the Vader character, and we hope this match lives up. But even regardless of the match, just thank you for your time, and we're happy to have you in the main event. And what a way to conclude Friday Night Fights episode 1. We saw 8 amazing tournament matches. We have 2 veterans going here in our main event, and we still have a lot of intrigue. The only thing that's kind of put a damper on things is I want to see who the hell attacked Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry, not attack Daniel Bryan. I think Daniel Bryan might be up to things. He might be part of it, but I want to know who attacked Randy Orton. This has to stop. This is a new league. This is a new company, and we can't have this. But let's get to this matchup for now. Curtis Axel coming out of the gates with a big boot, and both men, they know each other very well. And we can see right here just countless reversals reversing each other. Who's gonna get momentum? Vader with the counter, and now Vader throwing Curtis Axel into the ring post, but Axel able to dodge. And And Curtis Axel was probably the more successful of the two in terms of his career in the leagues, but Vader's no slouch. Like I said, Vader had his main sustained success in WPA, multiple time, I believe 2-time WPA World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion, and him and Axel won the tag team titles a couple of times as well, so Vader's no slouch, and Vader looking for the submission move, kind of like an inverted STFU here, and Axel trying to get out, doesn't want to tap early, and Axel able to tap out, or get out of it. And Curtis Axel here, well, he is so excited. You know, I got to talk to him this week, and he was excited that he was picked as the commissioner. He was glad he got to run things, make the matches here. He was responsible for setting up our tournament matches. Hang on, here's the cover. 1, and Vader kicks out of 1. And as far as the matches, he's done a fine job. We got to ensure the safety of our superstars. We can't have people getting attacked. Curtis Axel with the Enzu lariat to the back of the head. And Curtis Axel now looking to one-up Vader, drops the half, does the leapfrog, might look for that vintage drop kick that he likes to pull out. Vader saw it coming, went for the punch, and Vader just knocks him down with a big body splash right there. Now Vader cranking the head, trying to maintain control, not let Axel breathe. Axel, though, coming back, big shots to Vader right there, and Vader has the size advantage. Vader is the bigger man, so Curtis Axel is trying to stay on top. And many OWA superstars, we had an interview in the back off the cuff with AJ Styles, and AJ Styles just said Axel is so aggressive, so kind of just stays on top of you, so and does not let up, and he might be looking to make quick work the Axel. He's ended many opponent off that move. Will it be enough to put Vader away? 1, 2, and kick out by Vader at 2. And they just say he's intense, that he's a very intense competitor, and Vader here just trying to work his way through the match and trying to get a little bit of that ring rust off. Hopefully we'll have him for many more matches, even though he might not be on a full-time basis. And Vader with a big slam there to Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel went for the big boot. Vader countered that. Vader now looking for that slingshot suplex to Curtis, and ooh, just his ribs hitting the top of the rope right there, and big chop to the chest of Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel dumps him over the top of the ring, and Curtis Axel now pulling him back in the ring and using the second rope to put more impact on that neck breaker. And what a vicious move there by Curtis Axel. And now Axel just slamming his head into the mat with reckless abandon. And Axel, like I said, is very intense, and he does not hold anything back in that ring. Went for a move. Vader countered. Vader not holding anything back. Another big body splash there. Vader looking for the cover. 1, kick out at 1. Couldn't get a 2 count. And Curtis Axel's been in control of most of this match, but the few matches Vader has landed are effective. Vader doesn't have to hit you with many shots, just the pure strength, but also the athleticism, and Axel with the big boot. And now Axel going to the top rope. What's he going to look for here? Big elbow drop by Curtis Axel. Hooks the leg. 1. And Vader says, not today. You're not beating me like that. This is the main event of OWA Friday Night Fights. Axel getting a little dirty, bending the rules, but the referee saw it. And Axel a little frustrated there. Axel does not hold anything back in competition. He'll do anything it takes to win. Big knee right there to Vader. And now Axel maintaining the aggression, maintaining the intensity. Curtis Axel now looking for the snapmare. That's vintage. Curtis Axel, he adopted that from Mr. Perfect, the late great Mr. Perfect. And now Curtis Axel picking up Vader. Kick to the gut. And there it is for the second time in this match. The Axel. And here's the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Vader gave it his best shot. But what a dominant showing by Curtis Axel here tonight. And we'll take you back with a few of the replays in this main event here. We see Curtis Axel just for a few moments ago, big snapmare there, and then Curtis Axel nailing the Axel. I believe this was the first of the two. This move would eventually put Vader away, but yes, he was able to kick out right there. And Curtis Axel, usually not aerial, but landed a big elbow drop, and most of these highlights are all Curtis Axel. And Curtis Axel, we saw that he was willing to cheat a little bit, willing to bend the rules, but That didn't win him the match, but ultimately his intensity and his aggression there, just going back to the well, another snap there, and Axel would eventually put him away. And Axel getting the OWA crowd behind him, and Axel picks up a very dominant win. And we're just receiving word that after we come back from the commercial break, and after we get, or not the commercial break, but when we get back for part 13, our final part, Randy Orton's going to try to limp his way to the ring to confront. He believes he knows who the attacker is, and he has requested mic time. We're going to give it to him on the last part 13 of episode 1.